Hello, YouTube. Okay, so tonight's video is going to be on how it all started. It started a little differently than some of the other transgender videos that you see, but not entirely. There's still a lot of similarities to it. But anyway, my story. Alright, so I was 10 years old, and let's start before that. Before that, I had a pretty normal life. I mean, well, no, I didn't. My biological mother passed when I was 6 years old. That kind of sucks, and everything that I'm right now. But alright, fine, whatever. But she passed when I was 6. I stayed with my dad for a while, my life, obviously. But I had a pretty normal boy's life, digging and G.I. Joes and stuff like that, always. Nintendos, stuff like that. I guess maybe I didn't understand, or I didn't feel like a girl because I was never introduced to it until I was 10 years old. 10 years old, had a girlfriend, and once again, I never really came up until. Sorry. There we go. I really need to brush it. But okay. So yeah. Alright. So I had a surrogate family when I was in San Diego, and they had family friends that we'd always go over and visit, and they had a son and daughter that I always hung out with. We became best friends, and me and the daughter actually became kind of an item because well, yeah. So, but where it starts is the last time I saw them, they had that family had an older sister, and her friend thought it'd be funny to dress me and my best friend up, and they dressed us up, and it was dresses, wigs, makeup, and I think shoes too, and we were all dolled up. They marched us into the living room with all the adults. And I acted like it was embarrassing, but I was actually having a blast. So that was that. And then me and my dad moved to Phoenix to be with my stepmother. I say stepmother because I just said my biological died when I was 6. But my stepmother is my mother. So I call her mom. She supports me, and that's to me, that's like the biggest thing right there. So, me and my dad moved out to the Phoenix to be with my mom. And after noticing that I like dressing up pretty much, I continued to explore the feelings, I guess. I started dressing up in her clothes. Yeah, I started dressing up in her clothes, and obviously I got caught because a boy going through puberty, I didn't really have the best of attention to detail. So, boy going through and, putting your clothes on, stretching them, and messing up your makeup is pretty obvious. So that was that. That's pretty much how it started. I started with dressing up. Then as puberty progressed, I started watching porn, and I still remember from my very first porn that I watched, I always watched and pretended and wanted to be the woman that was in the porno. So that was a big thing there. In fact, we actually had to start going to therapy because of things that I did to myself. I won't really get into it. But the therapist always said, they'd always disagree with each other. One would say, I think he's transgender, and another one would think he's no, it's just phase, like always. But one gave the idea of giving me clothes and let me dress up a certain number of time out of the week. And that was really nice. But it's like every time I dressed up, I always wanted more. Like, more clothes, more makeup, shoes, boobs, parts, I guess. And, it goes more than beyond sex. It goes now. Now I'm thinking about, what it'd be like to be a mother. Kids have always, little toddlers. I'd say from babies to about 5 or 6 years old, they're always, noticing me, waving at me, staring at me. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it. Yeah, I've always, lately I've been, trying to think about, how it'd be like to be, to get pregnant and have a girl or a boy or something, and have a child. Kind of cool. And that's pretty much how it all started. Yeah. Trying to work on my voice. I kind of gave up after the last video because there was too much music. The music was too loud. Kind of gave up on it. Shouldn't be too hard considering I've been in choir for the entire duration of being in school almost, except for like 2 or 3 years. But I'm trying, so I'm trying. It's 1:22 in the morning. I'm really tired. And if I think of something else to talk about, I will make another video. Thanks, YouTube. Talk to you later.